Flosstube. Welcome to episode number 3. You've reached Stitching with Grammy, and I'm really happy you're here. If you are returning, I've only had 3 videos. This is only the 3rd one, so I'm hoping people are returning. If you're just finding me, welcome. Go back and watch the other 2 because there's not that many for you to get caught up on. I just want to give you a really quick life update. First of all, I want to apologize because last video when I watched it back, I said you guys so many times that I was so glad it wasn't a drinking game because all you viewers would be drunk because I said it so many times. I'm going to try not to say it again. Okay, you guys? Oops. Seriously. I apologize for saying it so many times. So let's go. Let's move on. I just wanted to let you know, obviously still, Grammy's doesn't have Marley here. My granddaughter, she's 10 years old. She's the one that came up with the idea, as I mentioned in my previous videos, to do Stitching with Grammy. But on a good note, I am going to be spending the entire Labor Day weekend picking her up Thursday right after school, and we are headed to the lake. So, on a Marley update, I'm going to insert some cute pictures here or here, however I figure out how to do it. And I'm going to let you know that during our weekend away, I'm taking all the recording equipment and all that, and we are going to film her with me, Stitching with Grammy, and I'm going to be teaching her a new craft that I learned, and I learned it from, now I have my little show notes here. If you guys are familiar with Lori Holt, she had her daughter on one of her recent, I think it was the crocheting where she crocheted little flowers. She had her daughter on to teach everyone how to make Cassidy's keychains. And I thought, oh, I could do that. And I dusted off some of my macrame skills from back in the day. And this is an example of what was made that she taught. And I thought, okay, I'm going to use 2 colors. And so the method that she used ends up, the colors are all up and down except for at the bottom. Don't look at the bottom. They're all up and down. So I kind of revamped the method of how I was doing it, and it made it so that, let me take these off of here. It made it so that the colors twisted. So this is how I'm going to make them. And I'll tell you why my hands are blue in a minute. So these are just zipper pulls that there's a hashtag that Lori Holt has on hers called Cassidy's Keychains. So I am going to be teaching Marley how to do this, and she's really good at filming. She tried to make a cooking show with me over Christmas break when she was with Grandma. And so she's going to be my little videographer or whatever, and we're going to record a little tutorial. Not to go, and try to upscale Cassidy, Lori Holt's daughter, but I was going to tell you how to get this variegation if you do it with 2 colors. So on hers, she just did it all 1 color, but I'm going to show you how to do this. Well, I used to make macrame plant hangers. So I dusted off some of those macrame knots, and I made a twist. And all this is, I think it's called a half square knot. And you just keep doing it and it twists around. So I made some of those. I've also made a few of these. And this is just bringing back my old macrame knot tying. So I just started doing a whole bunch of these. And these are all in Halloween colors because I'm going to be taking these with me to the trick-or-treating with the housewives retreat that I'm going to, that I mentioned in Flosstube number 2. We're going to go, it's the end of September, and I'm going to have some of these for sale. Or on some of the project bags that I will have for sale. So, there's that. These are Cassidy's keychains adapted for Halloween, and I will have a tutorial coming up very soon over the Labor Day weekend with my granddaughter, Marley. We're going to film that. So that's a little bit of life update. I am going to talk now about the segment that I'd like to call, you know, Pam and Steph at Just Keep Stitching have Stitch Harmony, where they get people together. What I'm calling it is Go Meet and Stitch. So I mentioned last week, or on number 2, there are a couple Michigan Facebook groups that are cross-stitch groups. I suggested that you guys go out in your state or your local area and try to find a group of stitchy friends and get together. So, Lansing area, Meet and Stitch. We had 5 people that showed up that time. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. There was a big car show in Detroit. So a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I understand. Plus, COVID is out again. And in fact, my daughter and granddaughter just tested positive a couple weeks ago. So I was down and out and I didn't have it. I got it tested. I'm negative. And I was vaccinated. So I'm good. But it's out. And some people are worried about it. So I understand our numbers are going to be down. But we did have quite a few. At that Stitch and Meet, we talked about other get-togethers. And then not long after that, a message popped up on my Facebook group that there was room in the Lansing area retreat. I didn't even know there was such a thing. So I got in touch with Jennifer, the person who coordinates it all, and it's October 14th through the 17th, and I think they had about 10 spots left, and I think with this recent push, she got those 60 seats filled. So there will be more information about following retreats coming up, and I'll keep everybody updated here on my Flosstube with what I know. But again, that's the Lansing one. It's going to be at the West Saginaw Hilton, and it's October 14th through the 17th. I forgot to mention the next Lansing area Meet and Stitch is going to be September 18th. From 2 to 5 on a Saturday, and it's at the Lansing Mall food court. So we've got a big, huge area that we can spread out. I have access to electricity, so if anybody needs to plug in a light, just bring your stitching and come and have a good time. And you can bring your own drinks and little munchies, but there's not a whole lot in the food court at this time. But I think there's new owners of the mall, and they're supposed to be building it up again. So, anyway, speaking of retreats, like I mentioned, the trick or treating with the housewives is this coming end of this month, September. Well, technically next month. If I get this uploaded today, it'll be next month. But you're probably going to watch this after that, so it's the end of September. And she did have one room open. People, I think she might be starting a wait list. I don't know, for people who can't make it. Her name is Kim, and it's Stitch Etc. She's on Facebook, and they sell all the wooden finishing items that you can use to finish some of your cross-stitch projects. So if you want to reach out to Kim, I don't know right now if she has any rooms open or if it's just a wait list. Speaking of wait list, September 1st. Maybe I don't want to tell you guys this because that's less people that won't get in and I'll get in. No. I don't want to do that. That's not fair. But September 1st, which is very soon, tomorrow, by the time you guys watch this, it will probably have been passed. But the wait list for StitchCon 22 opens at September 1st at noon. There's a StitchCon website at noon. Stephanie and folks are going to make that button live, and you have to sign up for the wait list. They're going to clear the slate. Anyone who has attended before does not get preferential treatment. Everybody gets the same opportunity to go. I highly recommend you trying to go. There's going to be a wait list, and then starting October 1st, they will send out invoices, and as those are paid or not paid, they will get to more people on the wait list. There's going to be 2 weekends, the first 2 weekends in June, and there will be 300 participants in each weekend. You cannot attend both. You have to pick or choose. When you sign up on your wait list, you pick one weekend A or one weekend B, or I don't care either. And then they'll put you in a weekend. So for more information on that, please contact Keepsakes, who is the local needlework shop who sponsors that, or the StitchCon website, or Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching. They'll give you any information that you need. But that's September 1st. The other one, that invoice was due by September 1st. The first round of invoices went out to all the participants who got on the wait list for the Steel City Stitchers inaugural retreat. And I'm so excited because right before I hit record, I paid my invoice. So I am in like Flynn to go meet the girls at the Steel City Stitchers and all of the wonderful people who are going to be at that retreat. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's my update on Go Meet and Stitch. If you can find a local retreat, a lot of local needlework shops, check with them, because sometimes they do stitch days or small get-togethers. It doesn't have to be a big production and a huge retreat like StitchCon. Just check with your local needlework shops, and a lot of them put on small get-togethers, meet and stitch, whatever. So if you want to reach out and you're in the Lansing area of Michigan, holler and I'll get you hooked up with our meet and stitches that we have once a month. Okay, so let's talk about cross stitch. That's why we're here, right? I want to show you a previous finish. And I'm not going to tell you how many years ago because I don't know. But it was from a long time ago. And this is my little farmhouse stack. And I framed it myself. It's just a frame, right? Look at it. I didn't do a very good job, but it's like 30 years ago. But look at the back stitch. I love doing back stitch, you guys. Oh, I said it again. Sorry, you fellow stitchers. Some of you guys don't really like to do back stitch, and you would just rather not have it. But to me, it just brings the whole design alive. And in fact, I find myself in some of the designs that I'm stitching or looking at now, wanting to add back stitch to it because it just makes it pop. So anyway, here's a previous finish. My stack of farmyard animals. I love it. Okay, guys. Oh, I did it again. Now is the time for my FFO. I showed you the finished project last week. Well, I fully finished it. Are you ready? Ta-da! I love it. I use the inspiration and the exactly everything on the bottom that Priscilla used. This is the Soulmates frame from Hobby Lobby. It says Soulmates on it. It's just white with the word Soulmates in cursive script lettering. This is foam core board that I had them cut for me in the specific dimensions. This is Priscilla's Pretty Plaids. I mounted this on foam core with a batting behind it and didn't lace it. I just used double stick tape and stuck it all down. Then I put some hot glue and glued everything, and then I put some picks on the top. And this little Santa in the middle, this little guy right here, there's some jute ribbon and some other gingham ribbon, and you can't really see it. It's kind of crushed under this pine cone. But this little Santa guy, I made these years ago. Like, I don't know if you guys, some of you remember, I used to work at Frank's Nursery and Crafts. Well, I used to make these out of Sculpey clay, and then I would put a button or a pin on it, and they're like lapel pins. And I made them, excuse my blue fingernail, I'll explain that in a minute. So anyway, I had a bunch of these that I found when I was digging out my glue gun. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to just put one of those little guys right there. So it's fully finished. It's Priscilla-fied. And I thank you, Priscilla, for your feedback and for shouting me out on your most recent video, because I sent you and Chelsea a couple project bags that just had your names written all over them. So I appreciate the shout out. I don't have an Etsy shop. I probably won't have one. I am going to sell project bags at the upcoming retreat in the end of September. And I might do just a Facebook or Instagram post when I get a bunch of them and say, hey, I got all these project bags, first come, first serve, and the first people that say, me, I want it, and pay the invoice, I'll ship it to them. I think that's how I might do it going forward. So, anyway, here's my FFO. I love it. If you guys are on the fence, I don't know if I said this last time. This is the first stitch I did on black. This is 28 count Jobelin by Witchell. And it's really soft fabric. It's not real stiff and hard like some of it is. It's real soft. I just use a overhead mag light, and I have the little clip-on light or clip-on magnifying glasses. I use both, and I could see it just fine. So again, if you have not tried the black, just try it. You'll love it. And I'm like hooked now. I'm in it. So here you go. And to all a good night by Stitching with the Housewives, and fully finished per her instructions. And all the information on what you need to make that and finish it that way always comes on her charts. And unfortunately, I left the chart upstairs, or I would show you. So that is my fully finish. Now let me show you my whips. If you remember correctly, I talked last time about August's cross stitch camp. This girl's not going to get it done because it would have to be done tonight by midnight, and by the time you see this, it'll probably be way past that. But this is how far I got on this. This is 'Tis the Season by Blackbird Designs, stitched with silks on a 40 count. Valor by I got it off of at Stitchcon, not Stitchcon. 123 Stitch, and I think it's Picture This. I don't know. I can't remember the maker, but it is 40 count Valor, and it's not as gray. It's more green than gray than what this camera is picking up. So just to refresh your memory, here's what it looks like when it will be done. I may go and change the white because the white is really not popping on this. I don't think it's showing up very well on the white that I got done. And it's right there. So I may go back and take that out, or I don't know. Here it shows up pretty good. I got some below the bird and some above the bird. I don't know. We'll see. I might change that. But anyway, this is 'Tis the Season. And for those of you who don't know, it is in the Home for the Holidays by Blackbird Designs. Love it. Okay, so that's one whip. Let me move things over. The next whip is I'm working on for, I'm part of the Happy Little Stitch Shop. Again, hi Angela. This is just a family business where she has quilting and cross stitch supplies, and there were so many people that were asking about a Lori Holt this and Lori Holt that and Lori Holt this, so she made a club. So it's a $25 fee. You're in the club for a year, and you get discounts off of Lori's releases, and we had an exchange. So part of this Smalls exchange, it's all going to be done. We used an Elfster app to get our names of our secret person. We have to have them in the mail very soon. I have to get this done. And then we're going to get together in a Zoom call in the middle of the month sometime, and we're going to try to open all of these gifts exchange live somehow on Zoom. So we got a lot of logistics to still work out, but if you remember, I'm stitching the Kaleidoscope pattern by Lori Holt. Again, this pattern can only be found in the Kaleidoscope quilting book. And this book, it has a lot of patterns to make pillows and quilts of various sizes using Lori Holt fabrics, or you could use any kind of fabric, I guess. But this is a Lori Holt book, quilt book. So I've got 2 of the 3 colors completely finished. And this is where I am. I'm trying to finish this. As soon as I get done filming, I'm going to go sit down and... This is a chocolate brown. It's showing up kind of black right now, but it's a dark chocolate brown. I forget the number because I didn't bring my threads over here. But this is also being stitched on the 40 count Valor. And as I mentioned before, I'm stitching it 2 over 2 on 40 count. Some people don't like that, but I'm doing it. I just like the fullness of it. When I used to stitch on 14 count Aida, I always did 3 strands, and they say 2 on that. So it's everybody's personal preference. But I'm going to finish this, and my ideas that are floating around my head, I have never done a biscornu, or however you pronounce it. And so I think I might try making that. It's going to end up, I think 7 by 7 is the frame size. So if I stitch that, maybe it'll be kind of a big one. But I got some ideas, and that's what I'm kind of, in the essence of time, I may not be able to do that. So I may end up just framing it or putting it on. I've got a circle that I might mount it on, and I've got squares, and so I don't know how I'm going to finish it yet, but I got to get it finished and in the mail. Okay, the other WIP I'm working on is the retreat project, but I can't show you that because it's private. It'll be available sometime whenever they release them, but I want to show you. This is in my new project bag, and I've got a zipper pull, macrame zipper pull that I made. This is kind of based off of the Bumble Stitches, Nicola, and Christy of Crosshatch Quilts, their little patchwork project bags that they make. It's kind of an adaptation of that. Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, I used her tutorial. I used Bumble Stitches, a little bit of her tutorial, and Vanna Pfeiffer's. I watched everybody. But anyway, it's fully lined. I use the soft and stable, so it's really sturdy in the back. There's fusible fleece that I fuse the squares on before I sew them, and then it's fully lined on the inside. This was my first all fabric bag without the vinyl fronts. Normally I make the vinyl front ones, and I like it, but there's a lot more work that goes into these because there's a lot of work. So I don't know in the essence of time how many of these I'm going to be able to get to for the retreat. But I also watched Vanna Pfeiffer's fabric envelope, the bag that just closes with Velcro. I've got tons and tons and tons of fabric, so those seem to be real quick to whip up. So I might make some of those, because I know some people don't like the vinyl, because if you put your pattern in there and the ink on some of the way it's printed off of printers sticks to the inside of the vinyl. So you don't ever want to make sure that you don't have your papers stuck to your vinyl, and you don't leave them in a hot car, because that'll kind of like make them sticky too. So anyway, in this project bag, the retreat piece, Kim and her daughter Ashley, who was very pregnant at the time, dyed the fabric for the retreat piece for us. And a lot of people were concerned about the color, because in the floss there are 2 grays that are very, very gray. Okay, so the fabric was very, very light chalkboardy, and they were afraid, and I was afraid, that these grays, it looks like it would pop on this, but when you saw the design and how it wouldn't work. It wouldn't, it's not going to be, if they were darker, it might. So I hadn't dyed fabric before, so I thought, let me try. So I had some 28 count Monaco, which, if you know, Priscilla and Chelsea, that's their preferred fabric to stitch on, is black 28 count Monaco. And I happen to have 2 or 3 tubes of it that every time I go to the store I buy it because I like that too. I like stitching on that as well. So I dyed some. And so I had 2 pieces and I gave one to a really good stitchy friend who I'll talk about in a minute. So here's our, and I'm covering up what I've got done because you're not allowed to see this yet until after the retreat. But here are the fabrics, and you know, it shows up way better on this black, those 2 grays. So I'm excited to get that going and get that finished before the retreat, because part of that is we're going to have a class with Priscilla, and she's going to teach us how to finish it the way she does and Priscillify it. So I did not want this to go to waste, because Ashley and Kim putting these kits together, I know it's a lot of work, and Ashley was about to have a baby, and I know it was a lot of work. So I decided that my smalls exchange, and if anybody out there who's going, who don't want to be surprised, who want to be surprised if you know which bag I bring and you want to get that, okay, sorry about that little interruption, my phone rang. So anyway, this is what I'm going to be doing. There wasn't as much gray in this, so I'm thinking it's going to work for the chalkboard type effect. If I can hold it for you, I'm just stitching the top part that says autumn as my smalls exchange, and here are my colors. And I haven't started yet because I've got so many other things going on that I gotta get finished up. My other smalls has to get in the mail, so that's going to be that. So I'm excited to get that going and get that finished as well. So let's move this over to, those were my whips that I worked on since my last one. Okay, haul, hi, let's do haul. Okay. My girl, here's Kim and Ashley, bless their hearts, at Stitch, etc. They have a Facebook page. This is who's putting on the retreat with the Stitching with the Housewives trick-or-treating. That's who you need to contact to see if there's a wait list, if there's any openings, if any more become available before the end of the month. So that is their information. Okay? Hi, Kim. Hi, Ashley and your baby. Okay, so again, haul. My girl Angela, the Happy Little Stitch Shop. If you guys have not checked her out, please do so. Please look her up. Look up her Flosstube videos. She talks about cross stitch and quilting. She is the sweetest person, and she will get whatever you want. And we are just about ready to start the My Happy Place quilt along with the one and only Lori Holt. So, of course, I had to order a whole bunch of stuff. So here is the binder. Yay! This quilt along by Lori Holt. You go out and you print out all of the instructions. It's a free pattern off of her website, and tells you exactly what to cut and how to cut it for all the fabrics. And speaking of fabrics, in the back of this is also the So Simple Shapes, My Happy Place. And a lot of this quilt is applique. So I'm going to learn how to applique. I've done it before, but not like this. Not the Lori Holt method, and I can't wait to learn how to do this. I am so excited. So, fabric. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I'm sorry I said it again. I said the you guys, but any happy little quilters out there. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Look. I don't want to cut into it. I just don't. I don't want to open it up. I just want to sit and look at it. It is so beautiful. This fabric is so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. There she is. There's the girl, Lori Holt. If you guys are all at it. Okay, hi friends. I'm back. I don't know where we left off. I think we were talking about Lori Holt. Lori Holt Stitch Fabric, new in shops right now. Check it out. Check out the Happy Little Stitch Shop with Angela. I know she has some of the fabric left. I don't know if she has kits made up with this fat bundle stack, which is gorgeous. You also get this happy bag full of cuts off of yardage that is also needed to complete the quilt. So I'm so excited. That's part of my haul. Of course, you have to have the fun little notions. I have some pretty pins. I have a cute Lori Holt tape measure. I have ABC alphabetties so I can help try to keep it organized. I have a fancy little, pretty lady spray bottles that say so vintage. They're so vintage. Little spray bottle. I guess it works really well. I haven't tried it yet. So I also ordered from her some sticky boards for cross stitch finishes. I got a couple sizes of those. Okay, so that is part of my haul. And I'm missing a card. Okay. Now I can't find it. Oh, so unorganized. Okay. You know, I had a card for her. She's my new Stitchin' BFF. We met at StitchCon, and she didn't have anybody to stay with. And I'm sorry, Kara, I don't have your stuff. It's Crafty with a C, Kara, K-A-R-A, Crafty Kara on Instagram. She hasn't done a ton of videos recently, but she does have some videos out there, and she's also working really hard getting things ready because she is my buddy at the retreat that is going to be at my table with me, Stitchin' Buddy, and we are selling all the things related to the Starbucks, quote unquote, Starbucks retreat. Okay, so going forward, more haul. Because I needed to get some supplies to my girl Crafty Kara, last Friday, a week ago Friday, we decided we were going to meet in Fort Wayne, which is halfway between where she lives and where I live in mid-Michigan. So she brought me a huge bag full of all sorts of goodies. And this is the cute box it was in. Really cute box. This goes on the top like a shoebox. We have a piggy bank to put our coinage in so we can save for more retreats. She has one of those Cricut vinyl sticky decal making things. So she got me a really cute little Starbucks cup. You see the Starbucks? Barely. But look. She made me Barbie logos. Because, of course, I'm Barbie. She made me some little earrings and a whole bunch of other little goodies that she makes. And then once you use your earring, these are cute little earrings. She made them for her cheer family because her daughters are in elite level competition cheer. So she made a bunch of earrings. But when you put your earrings, you can use these cards she puts them on as floss drops. Poke a hole in them and then you got some floss drops. And then this whole box is just full of more little sewing related goodies because my dear Kara loves me. And I took her a bunch of cute little stuff too. So there's some more of that and another project bag in here. Beautiful sewing machines. Looks like my girl Edith, remember my featherweight? I just ordered the repair kit, so I'm gonna use my limited knowledge, but fun, wanting to learn. And I'm going to get her all fixed up and cleaned and tuned up and ready to start sewing. So maybe during this vintage, or my happy place sew along, and I'm also doing the vintage Christmas stitch along with one of my college friends, that maybe then I will be able to use my brand new to me featherweight. So, okay, one more thing that my girl Crafty Kara got for me, which I forgot when I had to stop a minute ago. I put it in the microwave because my tea got cold. So, she got me a Sewing Keeps Me Sane. Hello. I love it. So, I have my tea in here. So, that is all my happy little stitchy place. Oh, she got me this too. Happiness is homemade and it's got hooks and I can hang all the things from it. So that'll be up in my sewing room soon. My pile is going to tip over, so hold please. She has a t-shirt that she made for me, but I don't know if she wants me to show that yet. So I'll get permission from her, and if she wants me to show it, I can show it. I stopped at Home Goods, got some Ray Dunn stuff, of course. Didn't bring my calendar out here to show you my version of Book of Days. It's my calendar, journal, sticky, whatever. I didn't bring that to this session, so I'll update you next time. But I did find a Create Ray Dunn pencil tool holder type thing. So I have that in my area where I am being creative. So I love that. Some more haul. While I have this here, let me just show you real quick. Because remember that table runner that was in video number 2? Okay, here we go. Same fabrics, back, fall. This is just a square. I just hang this on the wall in the fall. Normally I hung it in my cubicle wall at work, but since I don't go to work in the office anymore, I don't have one. My office is permanently at home, so I'm just going to update behind my camera in my office. This is my living room, dining room. My office has different computers. I'm recording to you on my iPad because my phone has no memory and I haven't upgraded yet. So anyway, I will be hanging this up. This is just free motion quilting I was teaching myself how to do. Obviously, got to work on some points, getting more pointers from Miss Lori Holt so I can get better at my points. So anyway, there's this. I'm kind of a self-taught. I just watched Missouri Star Quilt Company, which is the shirt that I'm wearing now. Yay! That is a quilt or a shirt that I got from them, and I just usually watch their tutorials, and that's how I learned how to quilt and free motion quilting and all of that, just by watching tutorials. So before I even knew what Flosstube was. Okay, so there's that. Some more haul. When I went down to Kara to visit my girl Kara, and we met in Fort Wayne. Of course, we had to meet at Stitch and Frames. Stitch and Frame, whatever it is down in Fort Wayne. It's a wonderful little shop. I forget the name. Barb wasn't there. She's the mom. The dad, I don't know. I don't remember his name, but he did 95% of the models that you see in there. The man stitched them, and they are gorgeous. Gorgeous. And his daughter, I forget her name. I'm so sorry. I'm shouting out this shop, and I forget her name, but she was very helpful and showed me the back of one of his stitchings that he was working on, his current whip, and the back looked almost as good as, if not better than the front. The man's amazing. Plus, he's the one that does all the framing. And we saw some models that if you have, and I didn't bring it over here to show you, the Just Cross Stitch magazine that has the purple witch on the front. Inside there, some of those models, I think they are the frame shop for that magazine. So a lot of the stuff you see framed in there was framed at that shop. And the guy's really good. He's really, really good. And so seeing some of those up front, up real close, and then seeing them in the magazine, it just doesn't do it justice. So if you're ever in the Fort Wayne area, go check them out. Stitch and Frame. It's really, really easy to find. And it was a wonderful little shop. So, of course, I had to buy stuff. So, whine a bit. You'll feel better. And it comes with a little charm. I'm going to try to show you the charm without showing you the chart. Little wine bottle charm. So, I don't know if you guys remember some of that fabric that Kim sent me to make project bags to go at the retreat. A lot of it had the wine theme. I'm thinking stitching this up real quick and making a wine-themed bag. Wouldn't that be cute? Pam from Just Keep Stitching. I know you like your wine project bags. What do you think? What do you think? There's that one. As you know, I stitched The Spring Has Sprung by Plum Street Samplers. I showed you the fall. Hello, fall. Goodbye, fall. Well, guess what? Hello, winter. Hello, winter. Oh, I'm so sorry about the glare. I didn't take any of these out. I'm so sorry. Hello, winter. Okay. Sorry. Wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle. Sorry. Hello, winter. Hello, winter. And this one is In Friendship, which is another Plum Street sampler. I don't know why I'm drawn to these. I don't really like, focus. I don't really like how the words, like, I don't like the hyphenation of them. There's not hyphenated. It's just, okay, I'm going to stop the word here and I'm going to go to the other. I don't like that. So I may do something a little different with those words in there. I'm sorry if this is really blurry. It seems blurry to me. It's hot in here. Speaking of retreats, I don't know if I showed you my Smalls Exchange gift. When I was at StitchCon, and the gal who made it, her name is Jennifer Faul, Fauls, at Jen's Counted Threads on Instagram. I think I did talk to you about this. Here's her beautiful little card from Kitten Stitcher. And she wrote a very nice note, but this is what she made for me. It's a little drawstring pouch out of this Sewing Club book, and it says StitchCon 2021. I absolutely love it. Love it. So, while I was there, I had to get this book, okay, because, you know, everybody's saying now buy all the Blackbird stuff. I love it. I'm not doing samplers, remember? Yeah, I'm going to stitch them all. So anyway, and there's going to be Blackbird designed fabric coming out very soon that my girl Angela from the Happy Little Stitch Shop, I'm going to get yardage and I'm going to make Blackbird fabric project bags so we can stitch all the things. Look at that. I'm not going to do samplers, but that's beautiful. I'm going to stitch them. I'm going to stitch them all. So that's another thing. While I was at it, might as well get Sweet Land of Liberty too. More really pretty projects. A lot of people stitch this one. I've seen a lot of people do that over the July patriotic time frame. Anyway, that's so beautiful. But the projects from Blackbird Design that really has me intrigued and really want to do is the garden, what do they call it? Garden Club series. So I got all the ones that they had at Stitch and Frame. One, number 2, number 3. This is number 6. She didn't have all of them, but she has me down. When she orders more, she will just get right a hold of me and send them to me lickety-split in the mail. These are all the ones that they had on hand in stock. Now, I have not decided yet if I'm going to do them all on one beautiful piece of 40 count beautifulness, all on one, or if I'm going to do the way it was done here, and each done on a separate type of linen, fabric, whatever. And you could see there's 2 different kinds that were used here, 2 different kinds that were used here and here, here and here, and then you just sew them all together. I saw the model stitched up of this, a model. Here's a different picture. I saw a model stitched up of this, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm telling you, if you haven't been to a local needlework crafts or local needlework shop that has, you know, models, go to the bigger ones that have more. So totally enabling. So my gal Jennifer, who made me this at StitchCon, also made me this fabric project bag, and so these fit in it just perfectly. So they're gonna live in here till I get it all kitted up and get ready to do that. I may do that probably after the first of the year when it's cold and snowy and I'm thinking about my garden. I might get these out and start doing these then. But that is a little bit more haul for that. Also, I got this book. Oh, wait, one more thing I got down there. Let me get this one first. Hold, please. This was another one. I saw the model that the guy did, and he had stitched it on 32 count star sapphire linen. Oh, I wondered where those needles went. So this is the linen that he chose, that he stitched the model on. Now, I don't know if this is what I'm going to stitch it on because it's kind of see-through-ish. See, I can see you. Can you see me through it? Yeah. And it's kind of hard, and it's 32 count, and your girl's stitching on 40. So I may go a different route and find another 40 count fabric that I like better that's in this similar color, because this is what I got and I'm going to stitch. I'm so sorry it's not out of the package. I gotta get ready. You know, it takes a lot to do these videos, I'm finding. But this is what I want to do. And I think I'm going to start this. You know, September is sampler September, right? Everybody starts something on the first day of the month. I'm going to talk about what I haven't decided what I'm going to do on September 1st, which is tomorrow, by the way. But October, I would get a start on October 1st. And my birthday is October 7th. So like a week later, I can get another start, right? Right, Barbara? Say yes, everybody. Yes. Okay. So I think one of these, I might start either October start. Yes, I know it's Christmas, but I want to get it done so I can hang it up. Or my birthday start on October 7th. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Because yeah, I want to stitch that up. So, it's beautiful. I love it. I've seen a lot of people did it. As I got into Flosstube last November, I saw a lot of people stitching this. And when I saw the model all stitched up in gorgeous, hello, I have to stitch it. So, I am going to be doing that at some time, October, November, somewhere. I'm going to do that. So, let me get this out of the way. my September, everybody's doing sampler September. Okay, so let me ask you guys. If you watch Pam and Steph, they always talk about their girls in the Netherlands, the twins from Twin Peak Primitives. So I'm thinking fall, I'm thinking Thanksgiving, I'm thinking, okay, let me start a sampler September 1st that kind of fall Thanksgiving. So, I found this one. But she's kind of big. Isn't it gorgeous? The first Thanksgiving, Twin Peak Primitives. Check my girls out. I love it. Chrissy from Finally a Farm Girl stitched the model. She's so amazing. She does such a good job. Anyway, so I might start that one because it's got the alphabet. So technically it's a sampler, right? Okay, but I like this one too, but there's no alphabet. This one is a lot less stitches. It would take a lot less to get it complete. Still, Twin Peak Primitives, Pilgrims of Plymouth. Okay, so it's not a sampler if it doesn't have alphabet, right? Will you guys please, in the comments, give me your opinions. Let me know. Is a sampler still a sampler if it doesn't have the alphabet in it? One that comes to mind is Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais, which I believe I happen to have sitting right here. Mine that I have as a whip. Let me show you. Is this considered a sampler? It doesn't have an alphabet on it. It has motifs on it. Is that considered a sampler? What do you guys think? I want to know your opinions down in the comments, okay? Let me know. And since I have it open, here, I don't know if I showed you. I might have shown you this, guys, before. But here's where I am. Oopsie. I got all the border. I got everything done. And just like Brenda and Brenda the cereal starter, Laura the cereal starter, just like her, squirrel, I got onto other things. And I just kind of let this sit, and I haven't touched it since. So, this is going to come back out. I'm going to be part of WhipGo, I believe. I've watched so many people and how they've done it that I definitely need to do something to get my whips. I'm going to have a whip parade here before too long. And when I don't have all these retreat pieces and smalls exchange and all these things that I have to get done in a time frame, I can put my hands on more of my other stuff. Okay, so with our discussion, with our discussion then of samplers and what you guys consider or don't consider a sampler, I also thought about doing another Blackbird as my September 1st start, which is tomorrow, out of this book. And it's this pretty one right here. Oopsie. Is that a sampler? Let me get you a bigger picture. Is it a sampler if it doesn't have the alphabet on it? That's my dilemma. Because I really want to do this acorn one, if I can find it, and show you guys. Here's a bigger picture of it in a frame. That is so gorgeous. Growing up at my mom and dad's house, there was a huge oak tree. Beautiful oak tree in the front yard. And I really want to do this, and it just reminds me of my mom's house. And it doesn't have an alphabet. So, is it still considered a sampler? Please give me your input in the comments, because I want to do this starting tomorrow in September. I don't have any of the threads or anything, floss, whatever, so. But anyway, notice this fabric, same as on the back of my wall hangings I just showed you. And this is my fall project bag. Which reminds me, we have a giveaway to award. I don't have the person drawn yet, but I will insert that towards the end of our video. I will insert who our winner is. So, I will talk about giveaways in a moment. More haul. When I was down in Fort Wayne, here's my cute little Stitching with the Housewives project bag that I got. They're so handy dandy. While I was down there, I do have some more fabric that I got extra when I stitched my fully finished Into a Good Night. So I have some more of the 28 count black Jobelin from Witch Imports, and I love it. I love it. It's so soft. It's not like the linen that's hard. This is just, oh, it's so soft. It doesn't, it's just, it's a breeze to stitch on, and I love the color. But this is what, sorry, let me take it out of the bag real quick. This is what I'm going to stitch. Pumpkin picking day. And while I was there, I got all the floss that I need to complete this beautiful, lovely project. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is so cute. And I got all sorts. I didn't get the cotton, but I got all sorts of fall stuff already to put in the basket. The day I was at Hobby Lobby, it wasn't on sale, so I didn't pick up the basket, but the gal, the manager there, knows that I'm gonna come for it. I'm coming for it. Okay, so, remember these Prairie Schooler Santas? Okay. Remember we talked about my goal is to stitch them really small, all of them. I want them to be ornaments on my tree, right? So I'm going to do it as small as I can, probably 32 count over one, something small. I want them small. So I made a big list of all the ones I needed and all the ones that I didn't have. Okay, so you see all the ones that are squared? I thought those were the ones that I needed. I had all this with me, so I had everything that I had. I had it all with me. Didn't go through and double check. So when I was down at Stitch and Frames, I bought a whole bunch that I don't need. Because I bought 2 of them. I have 2 of them of all of these now. So, with that being said, let me read off real quick the years I have. Take notes. I have, oh, I'm showing the pattern, so sorry. 2009, 2011, 2012, 2019, 2020, 84, 89, and 91. 86, 88, and 92. I have all these extras that I do not need. I don't want to take them back to Fort Wayne and exchange them. But if anybody needs those, I would be glad to do a swap. And I will swap them for any of the following that I'm going to tell you I need. I need 90, 93, 96, 97, 98, 2013, and 2015. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If any of you have any of the ones that I don't need, but have a copy of the chart, I don't want a photocopy, I don't want, we are not sending copies. We are full charts that have been bought and paid for and given the designers their due, I would gladly trade, swap, borrow, whatever. I have lots of them that I already have doubles of. So, if you need any of these, rewind, write them down. If you have any of the ones I need, rewind, write them down. Let me know, and I would be happy to trade. I would be happy to mail. Whatever we can do. I would be happy to trade. I don't want a photocopies. I want the original patterns that have been purchased by the designers or a local needlework shop or whoever. So, there's that. So if anybody is on the mission to stitch all the Santas like I am, please let me know. Okay, hold please. I decided that I'm gonna, there's a couple more, let me show you a couple more things. A couple more things I want to stitch. I might have shown you these before. Just little ornaments from a tree. Teresa Kogut, you gotta love her. Oh my gosh, you guys, have you seen all the really cute stuff that's come out at Needlework Expo? So many cute things. Call your local needlework shops. Let them know. So many cute things are out and about. And the designers are just, they're going to town. Okay, so, I don't know how many of you have ever watched Crafty Cottage Stitches. It's a mother-daughter team of Jeanette and Heather. And here is their information. Heather and Jeanette at Crafty Cottage Stitchers, and they're going to do another social. Remember back before they did the strawberry social, where you just hashtag strawberry social if you're stitching anything or quilting anything or decorating with anything that had to do with strawberries. Well, I just saw that in their title. I didn't have time to go and watch them. They just posted it. I worked today and then I hopped on here to record. But I know they're going to do another one for fall. So we ought to check them out so we can find out what we can do and hashtag for their fall social. So fun. Those girls are great. And watching them do their little mason jar of dyeing their fabric. And then I dyed the black monocle for that project. I thought, oh, during my lunch hour, I work from home now. I can boil some water or do some hot, make some dyes. I didn't do it like they did in mason jars. I didn't do it like Priscilla and Chelsea to get the modeling. I just dunked it into a big old huge pot of hot water. So I did some dyeing. Obviously my gloves had little holes in them, so I need to get some new gloves because ended up turning my fingers a little bit blue. But this is 25 count Dublin, and I didn't iron them. I just dried them outside on my deck. I did 2 different pieces of 25 count Dublin linen in tropical teal. And they dried, they smell so good. They dried pretty light. I didn't tea dye them or anything. I just used that straight dye and about a half a bottle because I dyed quite a few things, not just fabric. I dyed a shirt, and then I have a baseball cap. I wear hats all the time. Most of the time, you're going to see me at a retreat or a stitchy meet and greet, meet and stitch, whatever. Most of the time, I wear a hat. It's just something that I do. Now that I work from home, I put a hat on all the time. I don't do a lot of girly stuff, curling up the hair, getting makeup on, but I might. So anyway, I got a hat on, but I dyed this hat this color too. I decided to get, I think this is a 16 count fiddler's cloth, I think. So it has that little oatmeal-y type. So I dumped that in for a little while. And it's a little bit grungier than just the white linen, because it was already that to start with. And the way it picked up some of, I think that's kind of cute too. And Heather, you're just inspiring me, Heather and Jeanette, to do all the things. So I had another roll of white 28 count monocle. And I know there's some Priscilla and Chelsea Stitching with the Housewives charts that calls for this teal color. And you guys, okay, sorry. I said it again, but I kind of like stopped myself. But this is so pretty. It's showing up more blue, than it is teal on camera. It's definitely, because the fabric is tighter, it's denser. It definitely is darker than the other ones. It's definitely darker. I don't think I'm gonna tea dye it, but you can tell the different types of fabric, how they pulled the dyes differently. But it was a lot of fun. It was first time dyeing something other than black when I did the black Monaco. But it's kind of fun. I'm not going to be Jody at the Steel City Stitchers level dyeing all this beautiful fabric. And if you have a chance to see her fabric, she had some at StitchCon. Oh, her fabric is gorgeous. I don't know what she does or how she does it, if it's any different than this method, but it takes a lot, to get all this stuff done. So, anyway, there's my first trip down dyeing, and I can't wait to get something stitched on this. They're going to bring their trunk show, the Priscilla and Chelsea, they're bringing their trunk show to the retreat at the end of the month. So your girl's going to save her pennies and buy all the charts when I'm down there. So I'm going to give them some love for sure when I'm down there. Let's see. I did whips, I did hauls, I did plans. Kind of, I talked about how I'm going to film with Marley this weekend, over Labor Day weekend, when we are on the sunny shores of Lake Michigan. The weather has broke here, and it's a lot cooler, so it's going to be wonderful. You need to snuggle up and, have a few extra blankets while you're sleeping, but it's not terribly hot during the day. And just over the sand dune on this private campground is beautiful shores of Lake Michigan. And I don't know, you girls and guys from Michigan know we have so many Great Lakes. Each one's a little bit different, but Lake Michigan is my absolute favorite. This campground is my happy place. Lori Holt's, well, I think I would be happy in Lori Holt's sewing room, which is her happy place. I think I would be happy there too. But my happy place is this camp. My mom went there, bless her heart. She loved going there, even though she was allergic to the pine trees and she would have allergy attacks every time, but she went every year. We went as a family with our church group. It is a United Methodist Church camp, but you don't have to be part of the United Methodist Church to go there. It is open to the public. There have been a lot of changes, and they do have seasonal sites now. Because of that, they have to change the way. Normally in the past, it was a camp where you could bring your children and leave them for a week with camp counselors through the Methodist Church. And they stayed for the week, and then you came and picked them back up. And there's a dining hall, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. I just love it. Anyway, they can't do that unless all the seasonal people go through their criminal sexual background checks and all of that stuff. So they really had to revamp the way they do family camps at this campsite. Because of the cost to keep the camp up and running, they have to open it to the public. They have to get more people in there, and to be able to not close it totally. In the Michigan area United Methodist Church Conference, they've closed 2 of their other camps recently that have beautiful tabernacles and just a lot of history involved in these camps, and they really don't want to close this one because it's pristine lake frontage that, you can't close that. So anyway, if you're ever in the area, it's between Silver Lake, on this side of the state, between Silver Lake, which is north of Muskegon, between Silver Lake and then Pentwater. It is on a little rural, windy road that goes around, and it's right along the lake shore of Lake Michigan, the best lake there is in the state of Michigan. I know Stephanie and Pam from Just Keep Stitching. I know your Crockpot crew is going to your getaway in October when you start all the things with your group, and you're going to be just south of there in Grand Haven. I believe that's where you're going, if I remember correctly. So you're gonna be seeing the same sunsets. The sunsets on Lake Michigan are why I love it. There's a big observation deck that they've built over the sand dune, and you just go up there and just sit, and it's just gorgeous. And I will post some pictures of my girl Marley, because you guys need to see Marley. And she's my camping buddy. So I'm going to post some pictures of last summer and the summer before, when we went camping, where we're going to be. So in case any of you are looking for places to camp and you're in the state of Michigan, check them out. It's Lake Michigan Camp and Retreat Center, or Camp and Retreat. I think they took the center off. With that being said, while I'm up there, I am going to be talking to the camp director. There are platform tents. There are sites to bring in your rigs and your campers and your tents or whatever. These tents that they have now are winterized, so they can be a little space heater. You can camp when it's a little colder out. Plus, they have a big retreat center that has double bunk rooms. It has a kitchen area. It has a common area. There's a craft hall. There's a dining hall. So there's a lot of facilities where we could have a retreat. So stay tuned, because I'm going to be meeting with him about the ins and outs and particulars about having a retreat in the state of Michigan along the coast of Lake Michigan. I don't know how big we can go. I don't know how many people we can get, but stay tuned, because I'm serious about doing that. So, there is one more shout out that I want to give, and I didn't write a card because I just found her not too long ago. And her name is Chantel. I'm sorry, Chantel, if I say your last name wrong. I apologize. Chantel Daimling 141 Designs. She has 5 floss tubes out. Here she is, you guys. I'm sorry, I said it again. You know what? I think I'm going to get like a swear jar. And every time I say it, I have to put a quarter in the jar. And then use that to buy cross-stitch supplies, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, back to Chantel. She and her husband... Can you guys see that? It's kind of blurry, and I'm so sorry. She and her husband have a wonderful little business she's on Etsy, and all these cute little finishing, this is so blurry. I'm so sorry, you guys. All these cute little finishing things. Go check her out. Go check out her, I'm telling you, go to check her out YouTube. Pause me if you want and go check her out, because they have a laser cutter that kind of like burns the outline of the wood. And in her floss tube number 5, She does a lot of the Stitching with the Housewives patterns and Lori Holt patterns and some other patterns. But the finishing and what she calls backers and finishing items that you can get to put your stitching on. If you love Halloween, go check, run, pause me, run. Go check out her Flosstube number 5 because she is amazing and the finishing that she's done. I don't believe I met her at StitchCon in Weekend B, but she did say she went to StitchCon, so she might have been at StitchCon A. She's only got 5 Flosstubes out, so she's relatively new like I am. But go check her out because her and her husband, they have an Etsy store and they have all these wooden finishing things and what they're going to call charm packs. If you're in the stitching or the Fat Quarter Shop monthly stitching thing, look at that popsicle. I'm sorry it's so blurry, but that popsicle, oh sorry. Anyway, that popsicle thing is the wood finishing that she's using to finish her project. It's so cute. I wish this showed better. I'm so sorry. But this is the shape, and she painted it. It's a blue color. It doesn't look blue in this camera because the light is washing it out. But it's blue, and then there's like a little highlight area that's painted white. And then there's 2 little popsicles down here in the bow. In Flosstube number 5, she has charm packs that have a pumpkin, a ghost, and 3 little bats. And you guys have got to go check her out. Again, her name is Chantel, so check her out. Okay, so giveaways. When I figure out how to do the random comment picker, I'm going to get all that figured out. I haven't fired up my normal computer in a while, and I don't know if I can do it on my iPad or on my phone because I got to paste the URL, but I will figure it out and put it in there. If I can't figure it out, then guess what? In the next drawing, I'll write down all the names and we'll draw it out of a bowl old school. I don't want to do that. I'm going to figure it out. Probably my granddaughter can help me figure it out. So we'll get the winner, but let me show you. This is the project bag that's up for grabs. Your comment had to be the word fall in the comment. And I can't tell you how many comments we had, but I will record myself doing the random comment picker, and I will insert that here. Hi, Flosstube friends. We are giving away this fall project bag. We had a winner, and Tanya Simmerly. Thank you. There were 20 comments that used the word fall. So Tanya, you are the winner of my very first giveaway. Congratulations. Hey Tanya, I almost forgot. You are the winner. So you need to get a hold of me. I have not set up a email address for my Flosstube videos at this time. So if you go to Instagram, I'm stitching_with_Grammy on Instagram, and you can private message me. Tell me your name and that you won my first giveaway, and let me know how to get a hold of you, and I'll get your address. I need your address so I can send this project bag to you. Again, stitching_with_Grammy on Instagram. Send me a message with your address. Thanks, Tanya, and congratulations. Okay, so that's for that giveaway. This week, I don't know if you guys saw or if any of you came over, which reminds me, if you are coming to my channel from another Flosstuber, if you could please put that in the comments below where you heard about me or what Flosstuber shouted me out to get you to come to me and find me, because I want to thank them. That's this community. We're all in this together. We're all doing something that we love to do. I like to shout out people that I'm, some of them like Heather and Jeanette. I love to shout out people. Here's another one. Celeste Creates. She's the one that I talked about a little bit if you're into quilting, and I know I'm mixing quilting and cross stitch a little bit, but she's doing a basic quilting tutorial series of tutorial videos on her Quilty-tube. So go check out Celeste Creates. She's the sweetest gal. She really is. So go check her out. But on the most recent Stitching with the Housewives, I found some fabric at Hobby Lobby, and it just screamed Priscilla. It looked like chalkboard drawings, and the gardening theme and motif on this fabric. She's so into gardening, her and Chelsea both. They do gardening tutorials and videos and tours, and so I had to stitch some bags for her. This bag is not exactly like hers because I ran out of this fabric. So here's the fabric. To me, the bag, the way I quilted it, I used By Annie Soft and Stable on the inside, so it's like really fluffy, and my bags, they stand up, they don't like fall down as it falls down. It does because of the stitching, but the way I stitched the quilting, I think it looks like a chain link fence that's keeping out the bunnies. Because, you know, Priscilla's had problems with bunnies eating all her goods. So anyway, here's the beautiful fabric of all these vegetables and canning. And I have, the zipper matches the color of these beets. I use By Annie zippers on this because they're really sturdy. They have a bigger pull on it. So I will probably add on here one of my macrame zipper pulls to match to whoever the winner is on this. So, and the back is just, you know, the black plaid, you know, that everybody loves, buffalo plaid. So this is the fabric that I ran out of that I did on the back of Priscilla and Chelsea's I sent to them. So this is the fabric, and it looks like chalkboard, and so I had to do that. I had to send it to them, and she really enjoyed them. So anyway, if you want to win this bag, please say the word garden. You can use it in a fancy sentence. I don't care. Just say the word garden. Okay? So this will be garden. And then one more, like I showed you my project bag, the first one that I just went ahead and made some more. And so I'm going to give one of these bags away too. These have all sorts of different fabrics that, believe it or not, came from Walmart. Have you guys checked out Walmart's fabric? They're all coordinating, different colors that all coordinate. And the back says Happy Halloween with spider webs and bats and bows. Isn't this adorable? From Walmart. Of all things. And it's also fully lined on the inside. This has, it's not a By Annie zipper. It's a Joanne zipper, but it still works just as well. It just doesn't hold as big of a hole to put your things in, but I will add a pull to this as well. So, if you want to win this one, let's say pumpkin. Pumpkin and garden. This is a huge one that'll fit like an 11 by 8. When I get my Q snaps, I usually do the 11 by 8. I like that. I buy the 11 inch and then I buy the 8 inch and I switch them. So I have 11 by 8s is what I like to stitch on. And it fits that. It fits the big project books, like the Kaleidoscope project books. I like that size. So you got room to put all the goods in it. I don't have a special little notions thing in there. You can do that if you want. I do have a bunch of scraps that are smaller, so I might start making those, but I don't have that at this time. But this one is a little bit smaller. I think maybe an 8 by 8 Q-snap might fit in there. It's not quite as wide. It is kind of deep, but it will fit your smaller patterns, like, you know, like one of these, or like your Plum Street Sampler patterns. Those would all fit in here very easily and have extra room for your other goodies. So, pumpkin and garden. Those will be the giveaways for this week. I don't know. I'm going to update this video and get it uploaded really quick once I edit it and get it up there. I don't think that we're going to award the giveaway on Labor Day weekend when we're camping. That'll just be extra videos that you can enjoy in the little tutorial about how to make these. And you guys get to meet Marley, and we'll do a little Q&A with her. Her mama told me that she had an electronic gadget in their car when they went on a trip that battery died, and they had no way to charge it at the time. So she actually got her cross stitch out without being told and was cross stitching. And when her mom told me that, it made my heart just sing. I'm so excited. I'm so happy, and I will have her bring that project with her camping so we can see her project on it and maybe go through some stitches with her on, you know, when we record our first Stitching with Grammy video together. So I'm so excited for that. Again, I thank everybody for joining me on my third Flosstube. Please go check out the other ones. If you haven't yet, check out those because it gives a little bit more history about me and Miss Marley. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody who has liked and subscribed and hit that notification. If you could please do that. Winners for the giveaways, remember, do not say giveaway in there. We don't want trolls winning my project bags, okay? We want Stitchers to win them. So remember, you have to be 18 years old because I'm going to need an address. Don't say giveaway. Make sure you are a subscriber, please. Hit that little bell and like the video. And most of all, share it with your friends. Tell your friends about me. Get in the comments. Tell me how you heard about me. If it came from another Flosstuber, please let me know because I want to thank them. And tell me, does a sampler have to have the alphabet in it? I want to stitch a sampler that doesn't have the alphabet. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on that. So again, thank you all for joining me. And if you have the opportunity, go meet and stitch with your stitchy friends, okay? Go meet and stitch. Bye, everybody. I love ya.